In 1997, by grace of God Almighty, I migrated from America to Medina Munawwara. Here I wrote a book, How Islam Touched Their Hearts. I am presenting this book to you. Please first listen to the preface of this book about new Muslims. During my 26 years stay in America, I had the privilege and honor to interact with many American Muslims on a personal and family basis. It was very inspiring for me, and it strengthened my faith immensely. I confess, like many other immigrants, I became a better practicing Muslim in America than I was in my native country. Much credit for this goes to these new Muslims. Most of them are superior in knowledge and practice than me. May Allah let me catch up with them. Most of the Muslims described here are ordinary members of Muslim society in North America. I feel they have made a great impact on their own lives and lives of those around them. In fact, they are heroes, since they have quietly reformed and revolutionized the American society. Such local heroes should be honored and recognized in Muslim society. It is this positive change made by these new Muslims at the grassroots levels of American society which amazes and somewhat alarms the followers of other religions there. For example, some of the most violent prisoners became the most well-behaved citizens and peaceful residents after accepting Islam in jails. Hence, Muslims are given permission to preach in jails very easily. These new Muslims are really the guiding light for both Muslims and non-Muslims. They very quietly adorn American society with their remarkable character. I, however, noticed that many non-Muslims have more sense of sacrifice and service for their religion and communities as compared with the Muslims. Here is an example for it. I was teaching mathematics in public high school in Maryland. Teaching is a very demanding job. Most of the teachers get very exhausted. It was customary for the members of my department to have a special lunch at the end of each semester. We called this social event as unwinding process. We used to cook a dish called Sloppy Joe. It is ground beef cooked with tomato sauce and mild chilies. It was done in our department using a slow cooker. My colleagues loved Sloppy Joe. I announced loudly that I would bring ground beef this time. Everybody eagerly agreed. Lunch was prepared. During the lunch, I had very meaningful conversation with a colleague. Her name was Cindy, and she happened to be a Jew. During our conversation, I said to her, "Are you not lucky that I brought halal ground beef, which both of us are allowed to eat?" She said, "Mr. Ahmad, I am a bad Jew. I even eat pork, which is haram, not permissible in Jewish religion." I did not pursue this matter to avoid sensitivities. We had a common interest in real estate since both of us were licensed as real estate salespersons. She was working in a real estate brokerage office owned by her husband. She told me that the market was pretty good around her. She added that since her husband was a military colonel working in Pentagon or military headquarters, she had to take care of most of the brokerage firm. During our conversation, I said to her, "Cindy, how come I do not see you on duty at the basketball games or other sporting events in the evening. She boldly said, "The school authorities cannot force me to do this duty, since I have to take my children and children of my neighborhood thrice a week to Hebrew school during the weekdays. This is in addition to the regular religious services. I have been doing this voluntarily for the last few years." This amazed me. I said to myself quietly that this young lady is full-time teacher and drives 45 minutes one way each weekdays to school. She is a part-time real estate agent. Beside this, she has her usual family and social life. Still, she has time and commitment to serve as a volunteer for a Hebrew school. And even though she calls herself a bad Jew, I started wondering about my personal commitment, if any, and commitments of many others around me who consider themselves as good Muslims. May Allah strengthen our faith and actions.